So I would like to talk about Kratom again in this video. I just made a video a couple days ago talking about my experience with Kratom after coming off of it for 6 months plus. It's been about 7 months. So I started taking Kratom in September of 2019, stopped taking it around March or April of 2023 this year. And in that video, I started seeing comments of people talking about the negative effects. Now, I will make another video about positive effects of it, because there was some positive, and I do believe if it can be handled in the proper manner, meaning that you're not running from something, chasing a high, or just constantly trying to, or it's just not an addiction you're feeding, then it can be used properly. But if you're running from something or doing any of those things, it is going to be an issue for you. I can tell you that straight up, it will be. So, but I would like to get into this because these are incredibly crazy negative side effects. And none of these are in any particular order. It's just, so the peeing constantly. I don't know if you guys dealt with this when you took it, but I had to go pee. It felt like my bladder was bursting and I had to go pee every 30 minutes. I mean, it was incredibly, I did not like it. Imagine going on road trips or going on trips, and I drive for a living, so, and constantly having to stop and go to the bathroom every 30 minutes to an hour, and it's like your bladder's going to bust every time. It kills your sex drive. I'm not saying for everyone, so before someone comments down below that Kratom helped save my life, I didn't experience any of this, I understand. This isn't like, it doesn't mean for everyone has experienced this. This is just what I've noticed with me and what I've seen other people say. Killed my libido. Like, I had a sex drive, a very healthy sex drive. I started taking Kratom, and it went from me like wanting sex from my wife to the opposite, and her wanting sex. That's how drastic it destroyed my libido. Was not good. Nauseous. I was like nauseous quite a bit, and it sucked. And again, I took between 1 to 3 ounces daily, plus I would say on average of the equivalent of 2 liquid shots a day or 2 crystallized extract packs a day. Sometimes 3. So the anxiety was through the roof. I mean, my anxiety levels just kept going up and up and up with Kratom. It was like, it felt like I was constantly shaking inside and buzzing. It was like something within me was buzzing. And then with that brought on irritability. I was irritable around people. I was like, couldn't stand being around certain people. And these are not people that normally would bother me, but they bothered me so much so that I couldn't be around them. And it was like I was just like not myself. This is the biggest one for me that affected me negatively, is I was dissociated from reality to the point that I was genuinely questioning if this was a dream that I became lucid in, and it was a bad dream at that time. I was genuinely questioning if other people were real. And I don't mean this in like a crazy manner, being like, oh, nobody's real, NPCs and all this nonsense. I just mean like I genuinely was questioning if I was in a dream and I became lucid, and if other people were there or not, or they were projections of my own consciousness. And what made me bring this up, the dissociation and the bad dream part, I laid out, but I saw someone comment on my video saying that about this being real, and he was so dissociated he was wondering if this was real, and that was something that I dealt with a lot. This stuff needs to be talked about. Again, I'm not condemning Kratom, I'm not villainizing Kratom. There are good reasons for using it. If you're using it for pain, if you're using it maybe instead of coffee, using it like that, like once a day, every few days, then no worries. But there's a lot of negative. It destroys your skin. That's something I've noticed after coming off of it. My skin got a lot more clear. This is something that I noticed. It thinned my hair out. After taking this for probably 2 months, I would say after about 2 to 3 months into taking it, people were talking about how my hair was thinning. Now I have like super thick curly hair. So when they were talking, and I have a cowlick right there, so it kind of looks like it's my hairline's back anyway, and it's thinning, but it's a cowlick. So people were telling me that, and I just thought they saw my cowlick, and my barber was like, "No, dog, you're thinning a little bit." He was like, "It's not bad, but yeah, you definitely are thinning." And I know after I quit taking Kratom, my hair thick again. So let's go back to the sex drive. Even though you still had a sex, like, even though like I said, the sex drive was gone, and you still could have sex. Don't get me wrong, be intimate or whatever. It was like I'm trying to think of the best word to use here. Penis. It was like my penis would not get fully erect, and that concerned me. Thankfully, as soon as I quit taking it, that went away in spades. Like, my libido came back with a vengeance, and everything's good. Thank God. It would cause sleep issues. Meaning that I've seen people and heard people say that their sleep was messed up when they came off of it. Like, because they used it to help them sleep. Let me be very honest with you guys. 80% of the Kratom I took was white vein. I would say 10% was green. And then the other 10% was either a mix or it was red. So I was mainly using mine for energy. So it destroyed my sleep regardless. My sleep got a lot better off the Kratom. So much better off the Kratom. It brings upon overthinking. It brings upon ADHD, OCD-like symptoms. It can also bring upon schizophrenic symptoms. And I don't mean like, we need to define these words. By ADHD-like symptoms or OCD symptoms, I mean it would make you fixate on certain things and obsess over them. And then it would also, what I noticed with it was like with the ADHD stuff, like it would bring upon symptoms of that. Meaning it made me very indecisive. So it was like, I just could not make my mind up. I procrastinated about things. I pushed it off. And it kind of made me it made me lethargic after a certain point. And I used it for energy, but it kind of made me lethargic, and I could tell that it kind of killed it killed like my motivation and my drive. Like, it just made me accept and be comfortable with things that I normally wouldn't accept or be comfortable with. It also, the brain fog was ridiculous. And then the hangover. I would wake up every day with a hangover just about and feel groggy. And I've saw people say that it made them constipated. I just want to tell you up front, it never made me constipated, and I do not know necessarily how it can make you constipated, because the Kratom I was getting was pumped full of fiber. So, like, I was using the restroom. Like, not only was I peeing every 30 minutes to an hour, but I was doing number 2, like 2 to 3 times a day, every day. I kind of got constipated when I came off of it. So, I'm going to leave that here with this video, because there's more things I can talk about why it's negative and the negative side effects I got from it. And again, my eyes, it would do this weird stuff to my eyes to where I would feel like I was like I couldn't see, and it hurt to open my eyes, like I had to squint or something a lot. It also impacted me when it came to just like everyday run-of-the-mill walk of life, because it had my mind going on overdrive so much that I couldn't just calm down, relax, stay in the moment, and pay attention, because my mind was all over the place. Brain fog was ridiculous. It was like my mind was trying to overcompensate for the brain fog, so it kicked it into overdrive. However, the brain fog was just making it to where that wasn't working the way it should have been. So it was almost like my mind was in overdrive due to this, and then I thought the way to do it was to get my nervous system to match my mind with the excess amounts of kratom, and it screwed me. The main thing that bothers me, again, I just want to touch on this before we leave here, was the fact that this seemed like a bad dream, the fact that I was questioning if other people were real, and the fact that this seemed like a bad dream. Now I'll look at life and reality, and it still seems like a dream to a degree, but in a good way, meaning that, like, yeah, this seems like a good dream, like you're lucid in a good dream. And again, I did some healing. I dealt with some things in my life. I forgave some things and some people, including myself. That was the biggest one. And I was able to get clarity. So now life to me is a dream, a beautiful dream. So again, this is harm reduction. I'm not speaking negative about kratom. There is good uses for it. I will make another video about the good uses of kratom, because I have to be objective. I'm not villainizing this product, this substance. I'm just telling you my experience, and from what I've saw since opening up about this, and from what I've heard, this is a lot of people's experience as well. I am not saying it should be illegal. I'm not saying it does not have any benefits. But I am saying if you're not careful, it will sneak up on you and take you. It's a game of form and the play of life. I love you.